This is I Only Touch Greatness Remix. Scan the code and follow.
And what about Tito Ortiz? You had multiple rounds and fights with Tito. I know you guys had a hatred for each other over the years. You still hate each other, and is there anything we can talk about his story?
Yeah, me and Tito are good. We've been good for a while. We've reached out. We've buried the hatchet, I guess you could say, not in each other. But he buried the hatchet in me, though, 3 times. We put it aside. We realize who we are. I was great. In my time, I was unbeatable. And when I came back and started back into MMA, it was Tito's time. I was past my time. It was the new blood's time. I had to go in there and basically pass the torch off. Not that I wanted to, but it's just the way it works. Father time wins every time. But I enjoyed it. I really did. I enjoyed those times that we had. I believe, like a lot of other people believe, that Tito and myself built the UFC where it needs to be so that it could be at where it's at today. And so that's something that I'm sure he's proud of and something that I'm definitely proud of.
Do you have a favorite piece of sports memorabilia?
Say that again?
Do you have a favorite piece of sports memorabilia? Like I see
absolutely.
You got the belts and stuff.
Yeah, it's not the Hall of Fame plaque, but it's the first 2 belts ever that were handed out for a single fight. That starts everything, all the weight divisions, all the single fight belts. Those are the first ones that are handed out. So whatever division belts get handed out, that's the lineage of it right there. That started with these right here.
Yeah, you got that right. Did you have a dream fight that never happened?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Wrestling, it was going to be Kurt Angle and Brock Lesnar. Bill Goldberg, those are matches I would have loved to have had. In fighting, Brock Lesnar, I thought that my matchup with him, because he was very weak at legs, that I would have been able to catch him in a leg lock like Frank Mir did, but I'm much better at leg locks than Frank is. But because I spent my whole career, that was my specialty. So I felt like I would have gotten out of his strength with his upper body, even though I was pretty strong myself. I would have been able to get out of that, be able to get down to his legs. Again, like I said, it's my opinion. I don't want people on here going, "Oh, you said he could beat Brock." No, I said that I wanted to have a fight with Brock and that I believe I could beat him. Don't mean that it's going to happen, but as a fighter, you got to have confidence in yourself, and I always have. And I look at the matchup too. I look at the style. I look at a wrestler and how wrestlers move. And most wrestlers I was able to handle pretty well.
So over all the years, even WWE and TNA years, you never wrestled Kurt Angle?
Never. Nope.
Really?
Never had a match with him.
You both had the ankle lock too.
Yes. Yep. It would have been great. I thought that should have happened. Yeah.
And they both broke their...
Yeah, and you both broke your necks. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We'll see which one could break each other's neck. See which one gives out first.
Yeah, and then put each other in an ankle lock.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on Dana White today?
Yeah, he's a genius, man. I mean, think about what he did with and how he was able to place USC in the right places, to be able to get the right fighters and to be able to build it up. He went out and got me, and that was his first positive move that helped in the direction they needed to go to get UFC where it was at. They brought me in because no one was getting over 30,000 buys. Tito Ortiz was a champion. He was fighting everybody, and nobody would be able to get the numbers they needed to get him out of the tank. And I told Dana White when he approached me, I said, I can do that. I said, I can do it. And he's like, yeah, man, he says, I can't pay you a whole lot. And I said, I'll tell you what, man, you just pay me when I do what I say I'm going to do. And we agreed on that. And so when we went in and did that, I believe it was up close to 150,000 buys. The best they ever did before that was like 27 or 28,000 with Tito. That was it. And so Tito and myself were a perfect match. We knew how to talk trash. We knew how to get the audience into our fights. And so we did a tremendous job. In fact, his rivalry, we got the best rivalry of the year with the best damn sports show, mainstream, which has never been done before. We brought everything mainstream. And then, of course, when Bonner and these guys have their match, they want to give them the credit because they had a great fight. But before that fight, it was all about Tito and Shamrock.
Yeah.
It was all about how all that was going to get built up, right? And that the tickets were being sold already. They didn't get sold after, Stephan Bonner and them. They didn't get sold after that, right? They got sold before that. So for me, I think about the build up for me and Tito's fight. And when we announced that fight, that's what got everybody's ears perked. And that's what got the numbers rolling in. Now, it was great to have the production of the other fights and stuff like that for sure. But let's not kid anybody that the whole beginning of all that started with the announcement of Tito Ortiz and Ken Shamrock.
You're still in TNA, right?
Yes, I'm suspended indefinitely.
Is that kayfabe? Or?
No, I'm suspended indefinitely for real. I guess they thought I was too out of control, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know. It's wrestling, man. You go figure.
Yeah, exactly. What was it like sharing the ring with Kimbo Slice?
Yeah, before that, I didn't have a whole lot of respect for him. I felt, a lot of his stuff outside the ring wasn't a good look. But I felt like after I got to know him a little bit, he was trying to put himself in a better position. And I felt like he was going in the right direction. And I felt like when I fought him, it is just like with anything else. I have my perspective on it. I thought he tapped. I let go. I didn't let go, but I eased up on it. And when he popped up, I slid off. And of course, me being old with the knees and stuff that I had, I can't get up and down off the mat as fast as most people. So I got caught on my knees. And it is what it is. They stopped the fight with the punch where I felt like, well, I wasn't on my back. I wasn't flat out. And I felt like I could have kept going. But I get it. Big John has been around a long time, knows me, friends, saw me get hit hard. And I think he took the precaution. So I don't hate him for it. I just felt like I could have kept fighting and I would have had a chance to at least get back on top and finish it. But it is what it is. And I felt like Kimbo was a guy who he came in, everybody just said, man, he's no way he's going to win. There's no way. The guy just comes in and just throws punches. But he always found ways to win. I mean, it's amazing because you didn't give the guy a chance, but yet he came out on top. So he had the fighting spirit, never give up, and constantly battle against the negativity that he kept getting because of where he came from and how he was perceived. And I respect him for that, man. And I respect what he did and how he was able to achieve his success through all of that.
If you could punch one person in the face today, who would it be? I'm not answering that one. Okay. That's why I saved that for near the end, so we could.
Yeah, I'm not gonna answer that one. Yeah.
Are you still living down in Vegas?
No, I'm in Reno, Nevada.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, northern Nevada. Yeah.
Right on. Ken, unless Ron, you have more?
No, I don't.
Yeah, Ken, I was just going to say thank you so much for taking the time for us today and coming on. And we've been big fans of yours for our whole lives. We were born watching you. So we really appreciate you taking the time for us.
It was great.
Appreciate you guys having me on. And anybody wants to check us out, I'm sure you guys have it all posted out there. But KenShamrock.com is my website. We have all my social media on there. Check us out. Also, Valor BK, those of you know what that is my bare knuckle league. We did one fight. Then we got hit with COVID. We chose not to do any more fights until COVID lifted. COVID's starting to lift now. We're in the process of starting to build some venues now. We've got 4 or 5 venues that we're looking at right now. So if you want to stay up on that, go to valorbk.com. And you'll be the first to know if you follow us, because we're going to be making our announcements here in the next 2 to 3 weeks on where our next venue is going to be.